What it do, what it do, it's your girl Fly, and I'm here to talk about the transportation process, the pet transportation process. You guys, I think we've ran since August. We got the contract in August, and we've been running since, and I believe we've done 4 and a half, 5 routes so far, which takes us cross country, where I'm in Vegas, we're picking up in California, and we're dispersing the animals that way. So 9 times out of 10, Florida, South Carolina, New York, New Jersey. It's a lot of all the way the fuck out there locations. So anyway, this particular drive out that we just did, I was asleep. So we were heading to Sacramento, pretty much Sacramento, California, the Bay Area or whatever. And we picked up a pup. We picked up a dog. He was 11 years old. I was asleep. So my husband went in. I seen him go in when we parked. And he went through the back gate, which was weird because we really don't move like that without each other. So he went in. It was about 12 a.m. It was kind of weird. So anyway, he goes in. The customer is trying to explain to him that the dog is okay to take the route. And they come out. And I see the dog. And I'm like, babe. I'm not even acknowledging the customer. Like, I'm full out of my sleep. And I'm just kind of like, babe, how are we going to do this? He's old. I'm not with killing dogs. I'm not killing fur babies, okay? So I'm like, and then I look at the customer immediately, and I'm just like, how? Your dog is old. I don't think he'll make the trip. And he's like, yeah, he will. And Babe was like, well, he took me in and showed me that he can jump on up to the bed, and, he was all over the house or whatever. So, he looked like he had spunk, but at the end of the day, I was like, he's too old for this trip. He's going all the way to Florida. So, with me saying this, it's kind of like everything was moving really fast. It's 12 a.m. in the morning. The back door was open for him to come in, but with I'm just kind of like, no, he's too old. He's too old. We had another dog. She was picked up in the Bay Area. She was about 11, 12 years old as well. She had cysts, had cancer, all type of things going on. That was our first route. So we didn't really realize what we were dealing with. But towards the end of the trip, I noticed that baby girl wasn't finna get back in that crate. Like, I can't get her back in that crate. So I walked her to her destination, 3 blocks, which wasn't bad at all whatsoever. But come to find out, she's a trooper. Like, she was different. But this particular dog just looked like he wasn't going to make it. So boom, halfway through the trip, not even halfway, 1 hour through the trip, he shitted on himself. Wet shit. Mind you, the customer says he doesn't really shit. He doesn't really go. And I'm like, what dog doesn't really go? That's weird. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Within an hour, he shattered his pillow. We normally don't take the pillows because they normally tend to do that, and we have to throw it away, and it's a waste. So we'd rather you keep it. But we took it because he was older, and I didn't want his joints and bones to hurt in the crate. Mind you, again, the customer also tells us that he's never been crated, that he's never been leashed. He's never really gone on long trips. So all of that being said, before we even take this dog, and mind you, again, the back door was open for the crate, still negotiating if we're going to take this dog. He throws the dog's bed inside of the crate and then throws the dog inside of the crate. Deuces him out. He's sending him to his son. So I'm just kind of like, I'm really not feeling that at all whatsoever, because I like to get to know the dog before they get into the crate, because I am the one who's going to have to take the dog out of the crate, feed him, walk him, give him water. If he doesn't know me, he's not going to want to do any of that with me. So, lo and behold, we get to the situation where we take them out. It's easy to get them out. It's always easy to get them out. But getting them back in, he goes to bite at us. Now, we're in a situation where this dog has never been crated. Mind you, he cried, which broke my fucking heart. He cried from the moment he got in the crate. And we're talking to the customer like, hey, he's very upset. Like, he's not feeling his right. And he's like, well, he's just going. Let's just go. Yeah. Long story short, we finally get into Florida. Mind you, his name is Buddy, the dog. Buddy. So, Buddy shattered the crate every 2 to 1 hour. We kept taking him out every 2 to 1 hour, like for water. And the only thing he would do is drink water. That was it. He wouldn't eat anything from the time we picked him up to the time we dropped him off. And I thought that was weird because none of the dogs did that. Some of them might have nibbled. Some of them, he was just different. He was just different altogether. Yeah. He seemed like he was happy, whatever. So we get to the location in Florida and the son pulls up. He's like, I'm not even there. I'll be there in a minute. But prior to us pulling up, Buddy shitted again. Buddy shitted 1 hour before we were getting ready to drop him off. So we have a lot of water bottles, like big water jugs in the back or whatever. So we wet him down, we scrub him up, and this, mind you, this trip took forever because we had to keep doing the same process every 2 to 1 hours, where we let him out every 4 to 6 or 8. For the smaller dogs is 4 to 6, and for the bigger dogs is 8 hours. So period, point blank, we were stopping every 2 to 1 hours, 1 to 2 hours for this dog. And we had to clean him every single time. There's no putting him back in the crate dirty. We're not. Because guess what? We have to smell that too. We have to deal with that animal too. That's not happening. We're not taking any dirty dogs. So anyway, we clean him up every 1 to 2 hours. This last time, it was 1 hour before we're getting ready to drop him off. Therefore, he's going to be delivered a little damp. So we don't have actual towels in the car. We never had this issue. So we always carry the microfiber towels. So we got fresh microfiber towels. We got fresh soap. We got water. We're washing him down. We take him back. And honestly, I didn't know. He seemed so sad. He cried the whole time we were going. And towards the end, he didn't cry anymore. Towards the end, he kind of gave up. He got out, drank some water, got back in the crate. It was whatever. He didn't care. We get him to the location. The son is so excited to see him. He's on FaceTime with his dad. They're recording. And I'm explaining. This was the worst trip that this dog, your fur baby, could have took. You guys should have never put him on this trip. So I'm explaining to the son, he just shat it about not even 45 to an hour ago. We got to the location, we cleaned him up, and then we brought him here. He's not fully dry. We don't have a blow dryer. We don't have big towels where we can dry him off and he's fluffed the fuck up. We don't have stuff like that on deck. Not with the expectation that you're just going to keep shitting on the ride. I'm sorry. We weren't prepared. So he seemed cool. He's like, well, can I see the other dogs? Because every last one of those dogs that we picked up that were in the back were from California. So we had 4 other dogs that were in the back, and they were from Cali in the Bay Area. None of them were the same as him. We have 2 huskies. We have a mini, what is that, greyhound. We have a Frenchie in the back. We have a lab. Wait, We have an 11-year-old lab. They're both the same age. Boom. So I'm like, this lab versus your pup is just, I don't understand. So I feel like there's a miss here. Come to find out, the next day, the dad gets in contact with my husband and tells him that Buddy died. I was not happy to hear the news. I'm driving. He's asleep. I end up sending my condolences, and the text message I got was thank you, pretty much. I shouldn't have sent my dog on that journey, pretty much. I shouldn't have sent the old boy on that journey. And I was like, yeah, probably shouldn't have. Well, come to find out, everything was good that day. But the next day, I knew it was going to be some shit because I knew the son. So the son was very upset. He ended up putting it in the group chat, which is the people who gave us the contract. They're now seeing it. And it just blows up from there. My dog died because of negligence. My dog died because of your people. My dog died because of so many different things outside of us saying we didn't even want to take the dog. This customer willingly put their dog into the crate. We never even touched the dog to put into the crate. So with that being said, it pays to have lawyers on your side. We did nothing negligent to the dog. We did not hurt that dog. I'm not in my heart can't even stand shit like that. So, long story short, again, the lawyer team got into it. We ended up just having to send in a statement. Basically saying from pickup to drop off what happened. And from there, I had to put in the information that they said. This man ended up telling us that his son was broke. So when you guys get there, make sure you call me, because I'm the one who's going to have to pay the funds for the drop-off fee. So he said that. He also said that he probably shouldn't have took the trip. In 3 different ways, he said that he probably shouldn't have took the trip. He said that. He said, please take a shot for for Buddy. Just letting him go. That was the day before. But the way that they were talking, it wasn't what they sent us personally. So we had to go ahead and send in that information as well within the statement. The legal team came in. My only question was Buddy really dead? I don't want to play with nobody, but at the end of the day, can we see facts? So they said that, because they said that Buddy had a seizure with us on the trip, which he did not. He did not have a seizure with us. So he had 2 seizures. He ended up having a seizure with them, and he had a seizure at home, not with us. So they took Buddy to the vet the next morning and found out that he had underlying issues, guys. And I have the freaking veterinary paperwork stating that. So he had underlying brain issues. Probably shouldn't have never been in this type of situation. You guys probably should have transported him by your car. Where he could have rode in the back seat with family, But him riding with us with those underlying issues, it did not help him. But it also didn't kill him. We did not kill the dog. The veterinary even states that the transportation did not kill the dog. It was the underlying issues with the dog. They offered anesthesia. They declined. Therefore, the next day, Buddy died. And don't get on my head, y'all. The only reason why I wanted to see facts is because son was like, I need $1,229 today, right now, by 6 p.m. Don't play with me, and I ain't playing with y'all, and woo, 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 woo. So I'm like, how you gonna dictate when you get the money? Were you in for the money? And let me go back. Did the dad say he was broke? So it just kind of made me feel like you don't really give a fuck about Buddy. You give a fuck about the funds. And it just kind of threw me. It just threw me, you guys. So I've lost a dog or two. My own dogs. And so with that being said, it's just kind of like, I never go straight for, I want funds. And he went straight for $1,229. $1,229 that he needed sent to him day of by 6 p.m. And I didn't understand why it needed to be day of by 6 p.m. So anyway, y'all, I'm just saying, when you are transporting your pet, if your pet has underlying issues, do not put them on a transportation service unless they're being flued out. Sometimes that can be a little sketchy too. If they're not being flued out and they're not riding with you themselves, fuck it. Do not put them in a transportation situation with nobody. They're not well enough for stuff like that, you guys. This is some rescues, younger rescues. We do breeds. And a lot of the breeds that we do are not more than older than 4 months. Let's be honest. If you're catching a breed, you're going to get them as babies. So we transport puppies. If you're going to transport an older dog, which we did, which we have plenty of times, it just depends. Had we known that homegirl had cysts and cancer, we probably wouldn't have transported her. So just give that information up front. We ask. A lot of people don't give us the actual information, which is fucked up. Because at the end of the day, how are we supposed to take care of your dog or your animal, your fur baby, period, if we don't have the full details? We need to know how to take care of your dog. If we cannot, we need to be able to tell you that up front instead of taking your dog. You can't blame us for something we don't know. Those are underlying issues. He had a mental issue. But going forward, we will analyze and we will ask 1,000,001 questions before taking any more fur babies, because honestly, my heart can't handle the bullshit. If you don't give a fuck about your pup, I'm going to give a fuck about your pup 100 times more than you. I can't go through something else like this. I probably won't be transporting pets anymore if I have to go through something like this again. And I know people go through it. I've heard of companies, but I don't want to be that company with 6, 7 fucking dead animals up under their belt. This was an issue that could have been avoided had we known what was going on with the animal. And mind you, you guys, what ended up happening with the customers, once we got the veterinary information, they were going to get the $1,229. They were going to get the $1,229 100%. Not from me. This is from the company, because I'm contracted, okay? So they were going to get the money up until all they had to do was show proof of death. Instead of showing proof of death, they showed the veterinary information. The veterinary information showed that they were kind of negligent on their information. So they went from $1,229 to $400. $400 solid. And they talked their way out of that too. So it has nothing to do with us. We are just a transportation team, contracted through a pet transportation. Tell me what it is that I need to do, and I'll do it. If you don't tell me, it's hard for me to try to figure it out. I'm not a doctor, not a veterinarian, period, point blank. I transport I have my credentials in what I have my credentials in, and that, it hurt me more than it helped me. I don't ever want to lose another dog. I don't ever want to lose another animal. It hurts. So it's really rest in peace, buddy. Rest in peace, buddy. You didn't deserve what you got. You deserve to die at home with people who loved you.